In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what we call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper, the host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your soul brother, number 1. I remember as a child, and perhaps you do too, when there was a time when your parents, when I was growing up, many parents left their children, even the very young, alone for a few hours, even for a few days. There was a time when those children were called, I think it was closet children, and parents would leave children, very young children, those who weren't teenagers, alone at home, in the apartments or whatever. This was done all the time. It was no big deal. It's a big deal now because you have people that will call child welfare on you and try to get your children taken away from you. And we know how expensive daycare and all these programs cost for parents to leave their children under some type of adult supervision. I bring that up to say my mother, because I was the oldest, I was not smarter, I was not better than nobody, than my other siblings, because I was the oldest, and I did observe things that my siblings did not observe. And my mother knew this. I was very young, but I knew how to cook an egg, and I knew how to barbecue a pork chop. I knew how to do certain things to take care of ourselves when she wasn't around. And she would say she left me in charge. I remember there was an episode of Good Times, and the mother left Thelma in charge because she knew how to take care of the house and whatever. But for some siblings, because they are older, or maybe they don't particularly like that sibling in a certain way, they have a problem with the chosen one. And this we know, because mama or father is there, and they say before all the siblings, I'm leaving so-and-so in charge. They don't have to give a reason. But it upsets some of the siblings because you're only a little older than me, you ain't smart as me, blah, 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 whatever the reason. But that sibling is the chosen one by the parents, whether you like it or not. And when they close the door, they tell you that's the chosen one. That's the one I'm leaving in charge. You don't have to guess. You don't have to try to figure it out. It's not a mathematical equation. That child is the chosen one. So we understand that. But the point I want to make out of this is have children that will oppose that. They have a problem with that. How come it couldn't be me? Blah, blah, blah. That's not fair. This is real. Many of us has experienced this. However, I'm very curious why we don't behave in the same manner when it comes to people who are called the chosen one or God favors. Now, the difference in all these things simply, well, we never saw God. God never came to us and told us nothing. I don't care what the religion is. God never told us nothing. But Jesus is the chosen one. But Jesus is not even here. But Jesus is the chosen one. Elijah Muhammad is the messenger of God. He's the chosen one. Or Malcolm X is the chosen one. There's always a chosen one. The special, the divine one. And a lot of us, we embrace and accept that concept of the chosen one. In Israel, the Zionists, what's his name? Benjamin Netanyahu, whatever his damn name is. You know, they view him as the chosen one to do whatever. The chosen one. Why do we follow and accept the chosen one when it comes to religion? And the one that they claim God chose, but we cannot accept our brother and sister being the chosen one. When mama and daddy said they are the chosen one. But you can accept Jesus as the chosen one who you never met, but you have a problem with your brother or sister, your parents tell you that's the chosen one. Now at the same time, just because your parents said so-and-so is the chosen one, they treat all the children the same. There's no special child. They don't tell you, okay, worship this child because they better than you. They don't do that. But in religion, they tell you that some man, some divine person, Moses or whoever, they special. And then you worship them. We just finished Easter 2026. They just celebrated Easter yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday, it was Easter. And they are worshiping and foaming at the mouth for Jesus. Jesus gave his life on the cross and they carrying a cross and foaming at the mouth. One person is chosen. Out of all the billions of people on the earth, only one is special, the chosen. And we're supposed to accept that. How can you be a parent? Now, in this situation, the parents only chose this one for this particular mission. Because I'm coming back. I'm not telling you that this child, you're supposed to follow and listen to this child forever. No, we leaving now, we would be back in 4 hours, and that's over. And things go back to normal. Everybody it's all normal. Ain't nobody special. But we gravitate toward the chosen in religion and God and Jesus and whatever, and we just follow. Even if they dead. They the chosen, even if they dead, you never met them, they the chosen. I don't know how you follow dead people, but y'all do it. Follow Jesus. You ain't never seen him. I don't know how you follow somebody dead that you never met, but they've been doing it for thousands of years. I don't know how you following Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad ain't been around for thousands of years, but they doing it every day. They follow these chosen special people. But there's nothing special about you. How would you feel if your parents chose one child that they treated special and always told you every day, we want you to be like and follow? Well, at least your parents are there and they tell you, this is what you want. Follow this child example, blah, blah, blah. At least they are there to tell you. But here we are. You ain't never met Jesus. You ain't never met Prophet Muhammad. You ain't never met none of these divine special people, whatever. Some of them are dead, and we're told to follow them. Listen to them. How you gonna listen to a dead person? All you can do is read some book. A book wrote or written thousands of years ago, wasn't even in your language. Because it wasn't meant for you. Jesus did not speak English. Prophet Muhammad did not speak English. If they came to a people, they came to their people. Had nothing to do with you. You and I are converts to that. They did not come to you. They converted you to that. But you won't listen to those who look like you and come from your own people, your own mother's womb. You gravitate to some foreign stuff. Most of the time they forced it on slave people. Because they didn't have their own God. So when they come into the earth, they had to embrace no God or the God given to them by a slave owner. And sometimes the slave owner was an Arab and gave the slave the Quran, or the Englishman and gave the slave the Bible. It don't make no difference. It didn't come from your people. It didn't come from your family. It came from the enslaver. And they have us foaming at the mouth. And we're nothing. It's all about the divine and the chosen. And you're nothing. I'm nothing. You're nothing. Without Jesus, you won't be able to go through the door. How arrogant is that? I'd rather not go through the door. I'm fine where I'm at. What makes Jesus special? What makes Muhammad special? They come from the mother's womb. They come from the same place that I come from. They take a dump. They urinate. They breathe air. What makes them say, oh, they divine. They closer. That makes them special? Why the God won't come and talk to me, who is alive, but the God talk to those who are long dead, and I'm getting hearsay information. The information is subject to interpretation. That's why you have all kinds of Muslims, Sunni, Hanafi, and blah blah blah. The Catholic Church, the Baptists, and the Jehovah's Witnesses. All this confusion coming from one source. Different interpretations because the originator, the chosen one, is dead. And so those left behind make up their own crowd. We have a problem with our parents and who they chose. JJ had a problem with Thelma being in charge. I should be in charge. I'm the oldest. But she's the chosen one. But we have a problem with that. And we know. But you don't have no problem when it comes to the chosen one, when it comes to religion. Jesus. Why you pick Jesus? How come it couldn't be me? Why you pick Prophet Muhammad? How come it couldn't be me? And then you put these chosen ones on a platform like they are the God, like they are the parent. And you worship them. And you talk about Allah, you talk about God, but you scream Muhammad. Muhammad is not Allah. He's a servant. Jesus is not God. He's the son. He's a servant, a messenger. But because they were the chosen one, they're special, divine. You put them above you, but they're not above you. What did they do to become better than you? What did they do that make them put them on a level of worship? You worship them like you're supposed to be worshiping God. That's why it's all nonsense, because nobody, including God himself, better than me. The God himself is not better than me. Because if God was better than me, then why are we suffering? Why after thousands of years nothing changed? I better my condition. If I wait on God, nothing happens. I have to take control of my life and do something. God don't do nothing for me. God has done nothing for nobody. You give this God unearned credit and praise, and these divine people, they ain't did a damn thing. Nothing for you. In America, claim to be a Christian nation, but you got to drop bombs on somebody. Why don't you just ask your God to do that for you, to help you? In Iran or whatever, they're talking all that Muslim stuff. Why aren't Allah stopping your people, these bombs, from dropping on Tehran? You're still giving this God and these spooks unearned credit for what you do. Following the chosen, that the chosen people long dead that you don't know nothing about. You're just here and you just continue to live life. And nothing changes about your life unless you change it. Allah is not going to beat the United States. You will. Your will. Your brains. Jesus is not going to help the United States. Only murder, violence, bombing, trying to force submission has nothing to do with these gods. The chosen one. If that's the case, I'm chosen. I'm chosen to bring us reality. I'm chosen, I don't know by who, to give us a reality check. And it has been done. Thank you for listening. I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, I'm Angel Snub 7. I wish you love, peace, and soul. We are